All right, all right. Welcome to the Deadman Horror Show. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. And with us tonight, we have ZK KROL. Is it KROL or KROL? KROL?
KROL. Yeah, ZC KROL.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I saved that for this. I want it to be as embarrassing as possible for me. And I got to ask, that name sounds like, it kind of reminds me of Donkey Kong Country. That makes me sound very nerdy, I think. Like, it sounds like with the villain, right? Is that the name of the villain? The big alligator guy, crocodile, whatever his name is?
You know, I have friends that are going to be really mad at me for not knowing this, but
that's all right.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
Okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Now, we got to be serious, though. We got a sponsor tonight. There's a real sponsor. Not like those fake ones.
Let me
this is
stop
real.
Laughing. I'll get serious here.
Okay. All right. Are you accused of stabbing or having stabbed or sliced or in some way dismember a college student? Did your knife somehow find its way into the throat of a babysitter? Did your hand, your hook hand, accidentally graze the gut of a popular high school jock? Well, then it sounds like you need the legal expertise of Farnsworth. Don't put your freedom in the hands of some public defender. Put your trust in a lawyer that is willing to fight for your right to protect yourself. After all, it's not your fault that the college students seem to have no respect for property. Ooh, property rights. Ooh. It's not your fault that babysitters seem to be so careless at their job, to spend so much time hooking up and less time watching the kids. They just trip and fall over knives and stuff. Call Farnsworth today. Protect yourself. And if you use the coupon code or the code DHS 2022, you get 10% off. A lawyer giving you 10% off? Come on now. Come on. All right. I'm glad you were serious right there because it's a very serious thing. Okay. Are you in need for that?
I want you to get through it, but I'm definitely going to call you based on that.
Okay. So, no, it's not me. Don't call me. Call Farnsworth. Okay. He's the man for the job. In fact, I have a picture of him. Let me make sure I put the image here on the screen. Just what he looks like. He looks like almost like Colonel Sanders. So, yeah, there's that. Like a very bloated Colonel Sanders. So, interesting. Anyway. But you don't need those services, right? I mean, you don't have that problem?
No, I mean, not that I'm going to admit on here, but...
Oh, yeah, that's probably good. That's a good idea. Okay. So, so anyway, ZK KROL, who are you and why are you so cruel? What's going on?
So yeah, I'm a writer in Cleveland, Ohio area. Horror author. I've been writing since I was a little kid. Always been a lover of the horror genre. Watched a lot of stuff at way too young of an age. And just always had a love for writing and starting to, kind of follow my dreams a little bit. More seriously, published my first book. It's called DISSEVERMENT. It's on Amazon, and it's been going well.
Pretty cool. So it started off young for you. So what was it? Did your mom bring you into the living room to show you like a horror movie at the age of like 9? I was like, hey, come here. I'm not sure what your first name was. We guess Zed. And come watch Halloween with me. Was that it?
Yeah, it's part of it. I think the way I was raised, my parents and my grandparents were always okay with me kind of watching anything. I think I was always I seemed older than my age, so I was more I guess equipped to see more mature things. So yeah, they were always open for stuff that I could watch and. But I don't know what the first thing I really watched was. I mean, I guess you have Gremlins,
Oh yeah,
any
Gremlins,
kind of those monster movies. Probably Poltergeist was a big one.
Yeah, Poltergeist.
Yeah, all those classics from the 80s, especially. Yeah.
Well, that's good parenting right there. You got to get them while they're young. All right. if you don't,
That's
you're
right.
gonna raise some pansies, okay, some wussies. If your kids are afraid of the dark when they're like at like 15, you did a horrible job. You got to get them used to horror and stuff like that. Okay, now, but
I bet most of the people that you hear about that are super messed up, they weren't watching enough horror movies as they're growing up.
right,
Guarantee it.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, what got you into writing it though?
Well, I guess growing up, you know, you watch thousands of horror movies. You develop your tastes and for what you like and don't like, and you get to around Halloween 5 and 6. It's like I remember the first two were really good, and now we're at these ones, and it's like I feel like these aren't as good anymore, and I
Yeah.
would do this better, and you start to have that, you start to think about other ways that you would do things, and that's kind of where my writing
Right.
mind came. Um, so I was one of those kids that did like fan fiction. I would kind of like do my own version of the
Mm.
same movie, but do a better ending, in my opinion.
Yeah, I bet yours was so much
And it,
better. I bet it didn't. See, there's like I'm thinking of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's like their sequels tend to be like just redoing things because they're like out of
yeah.
ideas. Well, let's just do it again. you know?
Oh,
Oh,
Halloween, absolutely. There's like 5, 6 different timelines, and it's like,
yeah.
for the average audience, it's like, what is even going on with these new movies? It's like, yeah. So
Well, I guess I should ask: have you seen Halloween Ends? I haven't seen it yet.
I did. I saw it last night. I was actually going to ask you the same thing.
You could spoil it for me if you want to. I don't mind. I know the viewers may mind, but let me. Okay, let me guess. Let me guess. Does Laurie Strode win? Does she kill Michael Myers? Because that's the only way I think it's going to end. That's probably how it's going to end.
I don't want anyone to be like
How
mad
is
at
this
me.
going to end? Okay, wait. Don't tell me. Did they get together and they join forces, and they like that wouldn't make well. What
That's
if
a funny statement you just said. That I'm not gonna. For those who
they
might have
joined
seen
forces
it,
against who? A greater evil? It wasn't Michael Myers the whole time. It was an imposter. Oh, whoa! That would, you know.
I'll say that they did something I wasn't quite expecting, but I think a lot of people will be mad with it.
Ah,
But I think it was interesting, and I kind of liked it. I like what they did with it.
okay. So it really was Jason Voorhees who was killing all those people in Halloween Kills. You know, you heard about that?
Yes.
Like, oh, that's not Halloween. It's like a Jason movie. Well, maybe it was actually Jason. This is so much better. Me not having seen it, so like this would be great. I'm gonna watch it later on and be like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
See, this is how you become a writer. You just like write all those things down that you think it could be, and then when
Yeah.
you're disappointed, it's like I came up with so much better stuff. It's like, yeah.
I mean, they could just give me $10 for the script, and they can just do it. I mean, you know.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about your book, Disseverment.
Yes.
So, give me the
Um,
elevator pitch you would give to because is it self-published or was it through a publisher?
Self-published.
Okay.
Yep. Did it on Amazon Direct Publishing.
Okay, give me the
Um,
elevator pitch you would give me if I'm on the fence to buy it.
Okay. Do you like mysteries?
I do like mysteries.
Do you like constantly guessing where the story's going to go?
Yeah, if he'll let
Well
me do
then,
that.
sir, I have the story for you. This is about a guy named Tyler who gets a mysterious letter in the mail, and it's a guy claiming to be his stepfather that he was not aware of. And he tells him that he has to meet him as soon as possible. He has information about his mother, and he needs to see her. And he has to make this decision of whether or not he's going to see her or not. And things take a pretty drastic turn. And as the kind of the description says on Amazon, it's kind of a psychological thriller.
Hmm.
kind of Hitchcockian, if you like kind of old school Hitchcock films. But it's also kind of a modern horror story that's very disturbing. I
Okay.
wrote it. Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. But it's something I'm very proud of. I wrote it during the pandemic, like at the height of the pandemic when I started, and I think everyone's minds were in a very dark place. Um, and it was very therapeutic to write a story that was kind of during that time. Um, and yeah, it was a journey for sure.
Okay, and that makes sense. A lot of people were writing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Not really much you can do. You
Yeah.
can either stream, you can write, you eat all day. I mean, DoorDash is
Yep.
very popular. you know,
Yeah. Hey, I did that too. So
I did that for a little bit as
I
well.
did plenty of eating.
Oh, I did eating, DoorDash, and lots of booze.
Oh.
Uh,
Yep.
let's see. So, all right. So you said that he's trying to get reunited with his father. You said, or his stepfather.
Yeah, he gets a letter in the mail from a stranger who's claiming to be his stepfather. So this is someone that's just entering his life that he didn't know existed.
Okay.
And he's claiming that he's married his mom. He's actually estranged from his mother. He hasn't talked to her in a really long time. So this guy has written Tyler a letter and is saying, we need to get you in contact with your mother. She's actually very sick, and there's not much time left. So we need you to come, as soon as possible to see her.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that's kind of the beginning, and sort of the middle of the story is him trying to struggle with, does he want to see her? Does he want to make that choice to visit her and meet this new guy? And also, why is he not talking to her? What are the circumstances for
Mhm.
why this relationship is estranged? And yeah, so it's a heavy story, but it is a horror story. The horror is definitely there.
There's a psychological
I
horror. Like,
Yes,
what are some?
yeah.
So he's re-entering his life. He didn't really know he was there, but like, now I'm going to ask for some teasers a little bit, just some little things you could show. Okay, like a kind of like a strip tease,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you will. Okay,
sure.
like what are some? What is the most horrific thing, or one of the most horrific things that you learn about in this book that's going on?
Um, do you want like an image,
Yeah,
like from the
yeah.
book?
Paint me an image. Paint me a picture. Be a poet.
All right. Okay. So this is how I actually, a good friend of mine, he might be watching right now, Nate. Hi, Nate. I pitched this idea to him, and when I pitched the idea, I pitched him this image. And he said, "That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I hate it. Please write it as soon as possible." So I actually dedicated the book to him, and I said, "I told you this really fucked up idea, and you said I hate it. Please write it. I love it." So I dedicated to him. So the pitch I gave him basically was, this guy goes to see somebody. I won't tell you who he's seeing. Um,
Okay.
and this person is strapped to a chair and has no arms and no legs and no eyelids and no lips and no nose or ears, and is basically just a torso and a head.
But he has
That's
eyeballs.
just
He has
like a
no eyelids,
mannequin,
but eyeballs though.
but has eyeballs. Yeah, so this
They're just
person is just staring completely wide at you,
they're
not
just
able to blink
drying.
because
They're
they don't
like,
have.
I don't know why I'm focusing on the
Yeah,
eyes. I know he doesn't have any limbs, and that's the thing I'm worried about. It's like, well, he doesn't have arms or legs, so he can't move anywhere. But he can't even blink. He can't even blink. He has to sit there
yeah,
with the torture of not having arms and legs. Okay, but like
yeah.
the dry.
He or she.
He. Oh, could be a she. Could, oh, well, actually, it's 2023 now. Really, it could be whatever it feels like. Honestly, I mean,
That's absolutely right. Yep. Good call.
is it? I'm not to segue, but is that going to be a thing in the future of writing, where we have to be like, our fictional characters have to like give us their pronouns? I don't understand. You don't have to answer that.
I'm gonna take a drink while.
like I guess in the front in the beginning of the novel, you'd be like, my fictional characters gave me like consent. This is how they define. I don't know. It's so crazy. I'm just anyway. So yeah, that image you painted is great.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Go ahead. Sorry.
But the image you painted was pretty horrific and great.
Yeah, it's an image I had. I don't know why, but during the pandemic, I'm like, what does it feel like not to be able to leave your house, or wanting to leave your house and not, feeling like you're allowed to, or maybe you agree with it or don't agree with it. And like, what does that feel like? And it's just like, I feel like it's just someone with no arms and no legs, and they're just in a chair, and they just have no eyelids, and they're just, what do? You feel like you can't get up to pee, someone has to come to you and feed you, and you can't ever blink, so so you can't sleep.
Ooh, someone's feeding that person? Why? They're going to be shitting and pissing all over themselves. What?
So I thought about all those things when I thought of this, and just the image was so like horrific to me. I was like, I have to write a story around this, because you can't just write a story that's just that,
Right.
I was like, I have to write a story that somehow comes to that like conclusion where you see that.
Now
so,
that is really good. That's really selling me on this. I was reading a skimming it, and now I'm going to purchase it. That's what's going to happen at the end of this. Okay, all right. That really sold me. That sold me. I can tell you, when I was reading the I guess the synopsis that you have on Amazon, I was like, well, okay, it's psychological horror, and he's being reunited. It's like there's something else here. There's something big, and he's not telling me. Okay, what is it? And
and that's the thing. Like, it's hard to. This is one of my struggles right now, is because it's been out there for about a year now. I don't know how to market it. I can't just like tell people what I just told you. I can't go on Facebook and be like, hey, do you want to see this?
Yeah.
So I have to kind of sell it how I said in the beginning, and it's like, how the fuck, how do I, So I kind of spoiled a thing about what happens, but yeah, I don't know, man.
But that was a good spoiler, though. It's like a little hint. I have an idea of what it could be about, but you know what? It's just enough, though. I mean, it's kind of vague. It still leaves me wondering, and the answers to my questions are in that book. So now I'm going to get the book. That's what's going to happen. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you, man.
Now, I have to ask: have you ever done something like that before? Do you need an attorney? I mean, there is the Farnsworth guy. Okay, he apparently helped the Chainsaw Massacre family. I don't know if he could help you. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I've had some family and friends read it already, because of course I'm getting support from family and stuff, and I've had a few people, they knew that I was a writer, and they knew that I'm huge into horror movies. They come to my house and they see my Blu-ray collection, which is just embarrassing, and so they ended up they've read it and they're like, that's really good. Are you all right? Is everything okay?
That's a good recommendation for family. Be like, yeah, I like it, but do you need therapy? Do you need to talk to, have you ever heard of BetterHelp.com, or BetterHealth.com?
Yeah.
Oh, that should be a sponsor. Imagine that. Imagine that'd be a real sponsor. Okay.
Yeah, here's a book to read, and if you liked it, you might want to contact this place.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that was good. Now, is there a monster in that book that because we're about to move into our one of our topics here, but the horror movie monsters, are they evil? Are they misunderstood? Is there a monster in that book that could be kind of like misunderstood, maybe not so evil?
There is like a main villain in the story, and I would say if you were to look at things in a sort of twisted way, like our topic tonight, I guess you could kind of understand his perspective. So yeah, There is someone exactly like that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, related to that topic, what are some evil or misunderstood horror monsters? Well, what are some horror monsters that are just misunderstood? You think maybe have like a bad rap?
Yeah, so I saw on your thumbnail. First of all, I love that you put Leatherface on there. I was laughing because I was like, how is he going to try to explain like
Oh, that was the
why
one you were
people
worried
are
about. I was
rooting
worried
for
about
him or
Freddy
understand him,
Krueger.
or they're just like, oh, this poor guy, you know?
So sorry to talk over you, but I put Leatherface after I put Freddy Krueger on there. I was like, oh, there's no way you could justify this guy. This guy was killing kids before he turned into Freddy Krueger. How the hell are you going to justify that? He's a kid killer.
Yeah.
Well, really, from what I understand, I think Craven was trying to make him a child molester, but it was like, I guess they had some issues with that. So they made him a kid killer and then kind of implied that maybe he does more.
Yeah. In the remake, they kind of implied it that maybe they killed an innocent man. And so I can kind of, if you're going by that, I can understand that maybe, but he did kill kids though. Like kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if he didn't do the one thing, he did.
He was a child killer from the beginning, and then he got off from because of a technicality, because the search warrant was signed on the wrong part. That doesn't make any sense. That's so stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, we got all this evidence here that you killed those kids and you did stuff with their body. You're like Jeffrey Dahmer, okay, but with kids. But we're gonna have to let you go. Shucks.
Yeah, and then he's one of the biggest '80s icons of all time with all the toys and children's
But chicks love. Oh yeah,
merchandise,
children's toys. If you see a child playing with a Freddy Krueger doll,
I actually had one of those wind-up toys where you had the doll and then you pulled the string and then it said a bunch of different phrases. I forget what all it was, but yeah, I definitely had a Freddy doll.
That's crazy. That's great. Oh, and chicks love them. Chicks love Freddy Krueger for some reason. They really do.
Yeah.
They'll dress up like him. They'll cosplay as him. They'll fantasize about. I used to have a coach that she thought he was hot. She thought he was super hot. I was like, what? What? Are you kidding me? I mean, he was hot at one point. I guess he was he was burned alive, but I mean, yeah. I guess it's kind of like with serial killers, with Ted
bald.
Bundy.
I mean, I know people are into the bald thing.
That's true. Chicks do like a bald man. It could be also the one-liners. He's really good with one-liners, and he's very witty.
Very confident.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of confidence. And he cares about dreams. He's very passionate about dreams. I know he kills through dreams, but maybe chicks like that. I don't know.
Yeah. He also does that thing that guys do now, like Justin Bieber and Timothy Chalamet, where they don't wear nice clothes. They wear raggedy clothes on purpose.
Oh yeah,
I feel like chicks are into that.
That's weird. See these rich
people famous guys like Johnny Depp and stuff. They dress they look like they're homeless or something.
They have fuck off money. They have all sorts of money. They can do whatever they want, and they want to dress as.
It's I have so much money, I'm gonna look like I'm homeless.
Right. It's like if I was homeless and I saw it, I was like, fuck you, man. You're not homeless. You got all sorts of money. It's like, shit. Okay, so with Freddy Krueger, would you say he's evil or misunderstood?
I mean, he's evil. I mean, he's killing children. I mean, I don't like children myself. I'm married, and we're not gonna have kids, me and my wife. But I don't not like them enough to murder them.
Well,
so
that's
I'm gonna say he's evil.
That's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might need that attorney. But yeah, that's good.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. What about
I'm trying to convince you that I'm a good guy after I told you about my book. So.
Don't if you're trying to get a job at a geriatric facility, don't use me as a reference. I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I don't know if the grandmas are gonna like him. I don't know. Okay. So what about Frankenstein's monster, the creature?
Okay, Frankenstein, I think 100% is a sympathetic character. For the sole fact that he didn't choose, to be in his situation. Well, I guess, I mean, that raises a couple questions, but that's kind of thing where like man created the monster. You can't be mad. You can't hate the thing that that man had created. And
Okay, I can see that. And it's like
So-
it's like looking back at the original movie, which was interesting, a good refresher for me. But it was like who he kills is important and why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is he evil in that like he means like he's gonna actually outright kill you because he has hatred in his heart? Well, if you fuck with him, if you're the one who,
Yeah.
I guess, scared him with fire. If you scare him, he's gonna kill you. If you startle him, he's gonna kill you. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It doesn't take much though.
You're talking about the original Universal one?
Yeah.
The most famous one. Yeah, like the famous scene where he's by the lake, where the little girl is. I think I was watching a documentary where they were talking about how like back then the audience assumed that he was going to pick up the little girl, and throw her in the lake or, kill her, because he was so scary looking. And, instead he makes friends with her and, shakes her hand. I forget what happens in the scene, or hands her a flower. And like, so you see, in a scene like that he's innocent. Like he recognizes innocence and is not going to hurt someone like a little girl who, so, you know what I
Doesn't
mean?
he also though throw the is that the see where they throw the flowers into the water?
I think so.
I could have swore that he eventually because they're having a fun game. Like, yeah, he makes friends with the little girl. He's innocent and okay, they're nice. They're getting along. They're playing a fun game. But doesn't he pick her up and throw her into the water? I mean, there's a whole thing about her dying.
Does he?
Yeah, there's a whole thing because like the villagers are outraged because I think the father of whatever sets him off. So is that evil? Like
That would be hilarious if I got that wrong. By the way, if I was just painting this really nice picture of him.
I mean,
not
that's what
killing the
people
kid,
do.
and then
No,
he does.
don't get me wrong. Because be like, oh, he's innocent. But I think he has like the mind of a child. Like he does. He's
Yeah.
like freshly reanimated, or he has no real like. He doesn't understand like what's right or wrong. He doesn't have any of that. Like if you mess with him, if you scare him, oh man, he's gonna fuck you up. And if he thinks that, hey, you could probably float in the water if he throws you, but you don't, oh man, that was a bad move. I'm scared. Oh shit, all these people are after me. Oh no. So,
That's the saying. Don't poke the bear.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you could compare it to like an animal, like a bear, or like a shark, like Jaws. Like is the creature from is his name is Bruce, right? Bruce.
Bruce.
Is
I don't know if his name's officially Bruce in the movie. I can't
we'll call him Brucey Boy.
remember.
Is Brucey Boy the shark?
Do they?
Is he evil?
I know that was the name of the animatronic that they built on the set. Obviously, like that's what they called him. But I don't remember if they ever like gave him a nickname in the movie.
Or we could call him Jake the shark.
I just watched that not long ago too.
Is it? Well, we could just call him Brucey Boy. That's fine. Jake is
Brucey
a bad
Boy.
name. But
Yeah.
Okay, so Brucey Boy, is he an evil monster, or is he just doing what sharks do?
No, he's doing what sharks do. And the sheriff, or the was he the sheriff? Roy Schneider? Told the people, do not go in the water. There's a shark. And what do? They listen to the mayor.
Yeah.
And they go out in the water. So it's not the shark's fault.
Yeah.
It's not Brucey's fault.
Right. It'd be like if there's a horror
He's
movie
hungry.
with a bear. It'd be like, well, is the bear really evil, or is the bear's just doing what the bears are going to do? Like, is the shark just doing what the shark's going to do? Or like a xenomorph? Is the xenomorph in Aliens evil, or is it really just an animal doing what it's going to do, which is it's going to kill you. It's going to eat you.
Yeah.
See, like those.
Well,
those
I mean,
sort of
aren't
monsters.
human beings just animals, though, Mr. Deadman?
Oh, Well,
now check that out.
yeah, we are. We are just animals, but we're more than just animals, I think.
See, this is why Leatherface is. It's okay that he does what he does because he's just an animal. You can't be mad at him.
But with Leatherface, see, the thing with humans, at least we understand that different from animals, that we could choose to do wrong. Like we could choose to fuck with people. Okay, like what Freddy Krueger did. He was like, I see those kids. Hungry. Oh yeah, I want to kill those kids. I just want to do it. Something like that. What Leatherface was doing, he was doing it for family. In fact, Leatherface was all about family. For family. Really, he should be like an extra. He should be an additional character for like Fast and the Furious. For family. Family. Okay? That's what should happen there. But yeah, if you think about with Leatherface, and I rewatched just about all those movies, it seems like he's not going to mess with you unless you actually trespass onto his property, with the exception of like, I think the second one where they're actually venturing out and doing things. But other than that, which that was kind of like a comedy anyway. So, I mean, other than that, like, unless you, I mean, if you trespass on their property, you're probably going to have a bad time,
Yeah, that's poking the bear again. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with the Wrong Turn movies. Do you like those movies?
Oh, wait. Oh, oh, shit. Is that the one? I think I saw the remake. Yeah. That's the one with the very graphic rape scene. All right.
I think that's in the first one. Yeah. But the other ones, it's just kids, they just make a wrong turn and then they go mess with, the inbred backwoods families. And then what do they get? That's the
You don't mess with those families, man. Let them be.
Don't mess with families. Yeah.
If they want to inbreed left and right, you know what? You can't interfere with that, okay? Like, it's too late.
Yep.
Shit. We go back. So we're going with, like, Frankenstein. Is he evil or misunderstood? I guess he's as misunderstood, like, as any other animal would be, like the shark, like Bruce the shark, or a xenomorph. Because even though he is, I mean, he's a monster that was created. Like he's reanimated dead parts. So, and he doesn't even know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, you can't be mad at him from that perspective. He's and I think a lot of I think that might be a topic soon in society with stuff that you hear about in the news. With what people are doing. There's some point where it's like I think there's a mental health crisis that needs to be addressed.
Oh sure. I mean, otherwise we're gonna have a lot of legit like Leatherfaces run around because he was special needs. Like he was a little slow and wasn't really thinking. He knew how to start a chainsaw, and it like never. Well, there was a few times where it had issues, but it never really had issues. I don't know if you ever messed with a chainsaw before, but like, I don't know. They're fucking heavy, and they take a lot of, like, it never ran out of gas. It never had, I don't know, man. Oh,
yeah, I think that's why they hired Gunnar Hansen, the original Leatherface. I think his name's Gunnar Hansen. I think just because he was so huge and just bulky that he could actually carry that thing around for hours at a time. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he would definitely get big like that too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a crazy movie.
It is insane. I mean, for him, I might be leaning on evil, but like, I don't know. He does kind of do some fucked up shit. But he's kind of pushed on to do it, encouraged by the family. It's kind of like he did.
Yeah.
The whole.
He's totally Vin Diesel in that movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. 100%. What about Leprechaun?
Leprechaun.
The whole point of Leprechaun?
That's a great one. I was trying to think of other ones earlier, and
Leprechaun is totally good. He is not evil at all. In fact, he's good. He could be like an
fantastic.
Angel. The only reason why Leprechaun is killing people is because they took his freaking money.
They just keep taking his fucking gold in every movie.
Yeah.
8 of them.
Stop picking on the Irish. Sorry. Can I say that? Stop picking on the...
That's right. Yeah, look at me. Stop picking on me. Stop picking on the Irish.
I was going to say something about the red in your beard. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. It's like especially red tonight. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the lighting I chose in here, but yeah.
You have that leprechaun gold. That's what's going on there. There's a rainbow behind you. I can see. There's a pot of gold.
Is that what made you think of those movies? Just looking at me?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I sensed it. But yet the whole reason for the whole franchise is because people took the money. So if some old man didn't take the money, some greedy ass motherfucker didn't take the money, like it wouldn't have been an issue. We'd be like, no one would have died. Just give him my money back.
People's greed that caused the whole plot and motion that brought him into the story. Yeah. I love that.
He wants what's his. It's kind of respectable. I can see that. What about Chucky?
Chucky? I mean, he's a serial killer, right?
Yeah, he was a serial killer before he. He was already a little evil before he put his soul into a doll with some. I like how they don't really. They do actually end up kind of explaining it more so in the movies, but like when you watch the first one, it's like, oh, he just so happens to have this voodoo amulet, and he's just gonna do this thing, and it just works. All right, it just works.
Well, did they ever go into detail? I can't remember. Like who he killed? Like, was he like a Dexter type of serial killer? Because maybe
Well, I remember them saying that he killed people, and also that he was like a bank robber. In the opening scene, they talk about him robbing a bank, and his partner leaves him, and then he gets shot, and then he's dying, so he puts his soul into a doll. Yeah. It just so happened to have that escape card,
Someone was high when they came up with that idea.
Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna ask if you were high when you came up with your book.
Oh.
I was like, someone's had some shrooms. Oh man, dude.
I probably was. I'll be honest.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. I don't think I'd be able to write a page worth of anything if I was high. I don't think so.
Yeah, I might have been listening to some Grateful Dead.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh.
Well, what do you listen to? I think you mentioned in another episode you like a couple bands. You like who'd you mention?
Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Japanese metal. For my other channel, so like Nemophila, Love Bites. Though I do listen to like Orbit Culture. I don't know anything about that band or where they're from. I know they're not Japanese metal, but I do listen to them sometimes. So yeah, I listen to a lot of. It's usually metal. Usually.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like kind of like old school, like 80s rock, AC/DC.
Yeah. That stuff is
Metallica.
pretty good too. Metallica. Yeah. I do Metallica, Judas Priest. I kind of go over like sometimes like if I'm in the mood for sometimes I'll be in the mood for like a Metallica, Pantera, or the name escaped me here. Oh man, Testament. Maybe sometimes I'll like Testament, or maybe I'll feel like what I kind of have like this Korn itch. It's a totally different end of the spectrum.
Oh, Korn?
When it comes to metal, I'll just fire up some Korn and be like, yeah, but. And then I'll get to like new metal. Then I'll put on some Static X. Then maybe I'll go like, and then sometimes it's like, well, you know what? Actually, I kind of want to go like blues or go country. It's very
cool.
weird.
Yeah, you're like me actually. A very wide array of tastes. Yeah.
Hey, don't fat shame me, man. Come on, very wide. I know you have pounds, but you want to make fun of Mike. Come on, man. Very wide. I'm working to lose my weight, by the way, by a diet of vodka and water, and that's not even a joke. That's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see if I actually lose weight there.
How's it going? Are you down at all?
Well, it doesn't help that I eat a lot of McDonald's and Taco Bell.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they cut that out. So that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But So
Yeah, I've been trying to get down. Yeah, I'm working on it.
And before
Too busy thinking of fucked up stuff and
no,
writing them down.
we have ventured away from the horror monster thing. There's a couple.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. No, that happens. There's just a couple I wanted to bring up just because they're just on the thumbnail for sure. One of which is Jigsaw. Is he evil or misunderstood?
That is a good one because I think his intentions are good. There is a message to those movies, or to him specifically, like his mission.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that end up surviving, his games in those movies that end up, being grateful or, appreciating what they learned from it. But he kind of makes it so hard for people to survive. It's like you are killing these people.
Right. Yeah, he makes it virtually impossible. Like, who's going to do any of those things? Like, oh, yeah, I'm not trying to kill you, but the trap that you're in, which is going to kill you within, like, a couple of minutes, the only way to get out of it is with a key, and the key is in your ribs. So, good luck on that. It's like, okay, you might as well just kill him. And you know what? Like, the effort of
the key is you have to take your entire scalp off.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a message written on your scalp, and then that's the password. It's like, what? Like,
like some traps kind of make sense a little bit, like the pit of needles. Okay.
Yeah.
That went with her thing, but then I'm like, wait a second, is she being punished for just being an addict and just like
Right.
never really getting off of the smack? I mean, this stuff is hard to quit. Okay, not that I've ever used it or anything. I was just saying, it's really hard to quit.
Yeah. Some of those movies seemed like the messages were kind of gray. Like you didn't quite know like what they were getting at.
Mm.
With addicts and people with just mental disorders.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch Saw 2 because like there had to be more with the addict junkie chick. Like I wonder if she killed somebody from it or it's been a while. Because if it's just an addict, it'd be like, I found you on the side of the road and you're addicted to smack, so now you have to, do you want to play a game? It's like, no, I don't want to play this game.
Like this person's going through emotional trauma in their lives. Something happened to them. Maybe they're, an uncle or parent abused them, and so, they're having a hard time coping with that.
This is like you got the wrong person.
So what am I gonna make her do to make her get over this? I'm gonna make her pull a key out of this guy's guts, and then
like, so you got the wrong person for this trap, asshole. It was my uncle who abused me when I was 5. He should be in this trap, not me.
Yeah, that would make me feel way better if you just did that.
Yeah.
Why is it gotta be me?
Man. Oh, shit. And, yeah, so I guess he could be evil. Yeah, he would have to be evil. Good intentions, but evil. Like he's... he's evil. What about the ring girl? I don't know her name. The fucking Japanese chick that comes out of a TV and somehow kills people?
Samara.
Yeah, Samara.
Yeah.
They recognize that name, Samara.
First off, think of her backstory.
I don't think she could be evil.
I've seen that in a couple years.
Isn't she like a story of revenge?
Yeah, I think doesn't she throw her in the well and keeps her down there, and she eventually just dies down there?
Yeah, that's the short of it.
Yeah. So
I think The Grudge is the one that had a lot of... I thought The Grudge had sexual abuse stuff going on with it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think, and then the dad drowned her in the tub.
Yeah, sometimes I confuse those two. But they're kind of similar in the way the ghost thing looked, and, that kind of happens.
With kind of like the contorted limbs and the long black hair, and
It's just, I don't really see her as being evil. It's just, first off, I don't really understand how she kills people. Maybe you can help me with this, KROL.
Yeah.
KROL. How does the Japanese ghost girl kill you?
It's a good question. It's usually something to do with a TV. And there's static involved, and then she just kind of looks at you.
She comes out the TV too.
She either comes out of the TV.
Yeah.
I mean, this is The Ring or like any kind of like, Asian horror. There's some kind of technology aspect to it, like like one missed call.
Yeah.
It's either that it's like a phone or a TV or it's What's the other one? Pulse.
Yeah.
Something was on
Pulse.
she was on the internet. Yeah.
There's another one. I think of the name escapes me. It's literally like it's the whole premise of the movie was there is this cursed TV, and whatever's on the TV comes out and it's just like zombies and stuff. So like the premise has actually been around for a while.
Yeah.
But this ghost lady, she kills you with touch. But I would say for her, I think she's misunderstood. I don't think she's evil. I don't think she would be evil.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's a victim. I think a lot of those stories are about you end up finding out that person is a victim of something, and they're just kind of lashing out, or
On that point,
No.
you know who else is a victim?
Who's that?
Jason Voorhees.
He is a victim.
He is a victim. He's a victim
but
of a lawsuit that I think the lawsuit might have ended already. I'm not sure. He's also a victim of camp counselors not paying any attention at all. Okay?
Yeah. But he's not a victim of any of the kids in the future movies, or anything that happened after what happened to him, any of those counselors.
Well, unless I don't know if they ever explain it. I don't think they do, but I have a funny feeling when Jason goes to space that those astronauts are not in any way related to the camp counselors.
Oh no.
It's like we ventured way far from Camp Crystal Lake here. Like now it's it's lost. The whole story of revenge has been lost. So yeah, he's evil. He's evil. He's not misunderstood. Yeah. There was a point in time when he would just be misunderstood, but now he's just evil.
He's like something happened as a result of a tragedy, and he was a victim, and he could have turned it around, but he chose to be a dick instead.
So Baby Jason was the misunderstood when he drowned that girl in the lake, and maybe Jason. I don't want to say KKK Jason, the one where he was just wearing the fucking
KKK Jason.
Like he was just wearing a bag over his head, right? It looked weird. It looked stupid. Like a hillbilly. Yeah. It looked like some deranged hick. I was like, okay. Like, all right. But then after that, I think once he left the camp, I think that's when it went too far. That's when he goes to New York and shit like that. That's weird. Of all places.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he never took Manhattan either.
Oh, yeah.
They promised that he would.
Yeah, he didn't take Manhattan. He didn't.
No.
He failed in that. Now, some questions for you. These questions are very serious, too.
Okay.
All right. These are questions that I asked on my community page. The polls have been kind of interesting on that. Okay. Faculty or I Know What You Did Last Summer. Which one and why? Which one would you rather watch?
Oh, that's so hard. I love both of those movies so much. Same writer, too, Kevin Williamson. I have to go with The Faculty. And it's not easy to say that, but I just think that's a great movie. I love the premise of that. It's very, they even mention it, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Thing. Mm-hmm. I love that it blends, with the sci-fi so well. It's got that 80s, kind of high school feel.
Yeah.
Like high school slasher feel, but not being like a slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love that. I love that. It's a perfect blend of like horror and sci-fi and comedy. Yeah. But
yeah,
I love the other one. I love I Know What You Did Last Summer too. It's a great movie.
I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt. You have her there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That kind of what sells that movie for me. But I think you're right about Faculty being kind of. I thought there was much more in Faculty as far as like little throwbacks to other horror movies, other things.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Halloween, like the original, or Nightmare on Elm Street?
Halloween.
Halloween?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Well, first, I don't think you would have a Nightmare on Elm Street without Halloween. I
Yeah.
think that kind of started the kind of masked or just kind of over the top character kind of slasher phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a tough one. That's a tough one. Like I like Halloween because it is the right movie to watch on Halloween, right?
Yeah,
But
it is like the quintessential Halloween time, watch.
but in some ways, Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, we're talking about the original, the first one. It had death scenes or kill scenes that like you wouldn't see anywhere else. It wasn't your typical slasher. It was very different. It was very nice, very cool.
Yeah.
And it had a very horrific villain, and you kind of knew what he was in a way. But you know what too? You didn't really know what his limitations were because he can mess with you with your nightmares, with your dreams.
Yeah.
So what could stop him, man? You gotta stay awake. You gotta stay on caffeine pills. You gotta snort those lines, brother. You gotta take Adderall, man.
That's right.
Wait.
That
means wait. Maybe that's the reason why Nightmare on Elm Street movies suck now because they can't make them anymore because all these kids are on fucking Adderall. Like then, what?
That's a good point. They're not even sleeping.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, probably.
Also, I feel like he doesn't look scary anymore. It's hard to like. How do you redo him now, and like actually make him, scary?
Yeah. Okay, what about this? It Follows our Babadook.
Okay, so I don't know if this might get some shit, but I actually don't like It Follows.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was not impressed by that. But I do love the Babadook. So I will say Babadook.
I liked the It Follows initially at first.
Yeah.
I think all the little there was like I forgot. I think it's like it was like one of those movies like afterwards like just the feeling of it. I kind of liked. Like when it. I guess not knowing what it was that was chasing him was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then once it kind of revealed that essentially it was just an STD, and and then you're playing Where's Waldo, trying to figure out what's chasing you, but it's actually kind of easy because it's gonna look like one of the 3 forms or 4 forms or whatever, and it's like okay, that's kind of stupid. Okay, I guess. I think the overall Babadook is better though.
Yeah, I like the slow burn of it, and I felt that it was more. It felt like it had more class to it. Like it felt like a classic kind of throwback to, kind of like old haunted house movies.
Yeah. Plus that mom, man.
Yeah.
I felt for that mom. There's a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, the scenes I was like, you little shit. Give your mom some privacy. Jesus Christ, she's trying to enjoy herself. God damn, can't you just let her have some good time, man? The Babadook. And I have kids. I can relate to that. And you read your kids a scary story, and like they can't sleep. So what do? They take over. You and the missus are getting hot and heavy. Next thing you know, you hear a knock on the door. It's like, oh, okay.
I wish some children's story creature would just come and take that kid away by now.
Right? That's exactly what I feel. That's exactly what I think. Even with my own kids, just for a little bit, not to do anything. Just bring them back in one piece. Just
take them for like a weekend.
Yeah.
That's probably what that screenwriter was doing when they came up with that movie.
Probably.
Like what's like my fantasy? I want to write something that's just gonna threaten to take my kid away.
Right. I'll go one more. This one might be a little tough though. Alien, like the original Alien, or The Thing.
I have to say The Thing.
The Thing? Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why I chose Halloween too. I love John Carpenter. He's like one of my favorite directors ever. So Yeah, I love Alien as well,
Mm.
but yeah, The Thing is so badass. That movie's awesome. The soundtrack's amazing. Kurt
Hmm.
Russell's amazing.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a perfect movie, and the gore effects are like just you know
Oh yeah, man. The gore effects are great. The practical effects are amazing.
yeah.
You know, they
It was
both
so
kind
ahead
of
of
have
its time
a
back then. I don't think people were even ready for that movie.
they both have a strong sense of isolation, and that a part of the horror aspect is that there is no help coming. Like
Yeah,
it is you and whatever it is that is trying to kill you, and in a way they're kind of, like the Thing, they don't really know what it is. It could be any one of them. It's, it's like, I don't know, like the Among Us game. I don't know if you play that, but it could be anyone.
yeah.
With
I
Alien, it
have
was
played that
like,
game.
especially with the original, it was like, what is this thing that's killing us, and where is it? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also I think both of those are kind of inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, where you
Yeah.
have this cosmic horror aspect where that there's kind of an alien force that has no rhyme or reason. It's just kind of this nihilistic approach to
Mhm.
you know there's just
Though,
like this
even with that
nothingness
said,
about it where
I would.
I'm sorry, what?
I was gonna say, even with that said, though, I would still say the xenomorph is probably just a misunderstood creature. Probably just it just wants to feed. It just wants to reproduce, and uh,
Yeah,
just don't cross its path.
he's got needs. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ZK KROL, this has been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun talk with you here. So we talked about your love for horror, how you got into it, your book, DISSEVERMENT, which sounds amazing. Sounds great.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm definitely going to get
Appreciate
myself a copy here. For those listening, especially those afterwards, the link is in the description box. And I believe you said you were going to do some giveaways. Didn't really have anyone in the chat to really do that here. But I did put some posts out there. We could probably do something with that, follow up and like.
Actually, I'm looking at the live chat. There's a guy named Eric Duchamp. He said that this was boring. He just said boring.
Okay.
I think I'll give
him
him a copy of my book. Yeah.
Okay. Eric the champ, you got it. Problem is, like, are you interested in like a physical book or like an ebook?
I'll give him a physical one if he wants to reach out. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't have to reach out if he doesn't want to. I was just calling him out because he said that this was boring. I don't know who that is.
Problem is, if you ask him for the information, he'd probably be like, "Oh, you're trying to dox me, bro. You're trying to dox me."
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
Man, stop, dude. It's gonna be all right.
No, I hope my book was more entertaining than this.
Oh, it is. I'm sure it is. The way you described it, man. The way you described it when I asked you for that little tease was great. That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. It was yeah. Hope you all check it out.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for hanging out and talking horror. And for those who are watching that liked it, even if you didn't like it, I hope you have a good one, man. Y'all take it easy.
Man.